You are right up my street.
Oh, you can't make me choose.
Igo by Toyota sponsors T4.
Fuck me, Lee Ryan's 13.
I remember we couldn't remember the word for table.
This is You're Welcome America, the podcast that explains what the bloody hell Brits are banging on about.
In every episode, we translate British pop culture for America
and American pop culture for Britain. You're welcome. I am Ben.
I'm Fraser.
Fraser Light Razor. Hi, babes.
Hiya. How you doing?
Good. We also have Eddie the dog in the studio.
We do have a studio dog with us. I am dog sitting for 2 weeks, and he will be making noise, and we can't stop him.
Eddie the dog sounds like a puppet on a children's TV show.
Like Morag the cow. From Fully Booked.
Morag the cow.
Do you feel like Morag was kind of racially insensitive character for Scotland?
No, I thought Morag was completely appropriate for Scotland.
Okay.
How are you, babes? What's going on?
I'm good. I've finally seen the Barbie movie.
Oh, okay. I have not seen it. Go for it.
It was good. I don't really want to talk about it. I feel kind of fatigued by the whole thing, to be honest. It was really good, but it's just like, oh my God. And then also last night I saw Mission Impossible.
Hang on, going back one step.
Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Dead Reckoning. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. That was the first movie. Second movie.
Oh, we went to the Alamo, so it's one of those cinemas where they bring you food. So I had chicken tenders and fries. And a glass of wine.
Chicken tenders.
A glass of Pinot Grigio with some chicken tenders.
Chicken tenders good to eat in the dark because you can just...
Yeah, there was someone next to me who was eating a burger and I thought that's quite a risk.
I always have a burger when I go to the Alamo.
Well, you know my food issues. If I can't see it, I'm feeling very nervous that there might be something hidden in there that I don't like.
Oh, I thought you meant like a trap.
No, not like
a cartoon mouse trap.
Not like a razor blade or like poison. I mean, just like pickles and mayonnaise and the like, which I do think of almost as razor blades and poison of food. Last night we went to the Eagle, our local gay establishment, and the night was called Twisted.
I forgot about that.
And I just kept saying that to everyone all night. I kept saying, from the twisted mind of Tim Burton.
Even when we got there, we said to the guy at the door, what is tonight? And he's like, it's called Twisted. And he was like, don't really know.
There was a kind of a rope S&M element, I guess, but it wasn't very, the theme wasn't very strong.
Yeah,
like,
Twisted.
That man just being tied up next to us, but like, no, it wasn't like a show. It was just happening. And the rest of us were just saw people standing there with their drinks being like, I saw the Barbie movie, blah, 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 while just a man's getting tied up.
It is hot. Yeah, even in the evenings, actually, the heat hasn't come down.
It was hot last night. It felt like we were in Spain.
What was also the camouflaged off area of the Eagle last night?
I think that was meant to be for, sexy times, but when Teddy went to check it out, he said people were just in there chatting.
Did you see the Barbie movie? No, I saw Oppenheimer. Oh, I saw both.
Very hot.
Yeah, it's very hot. So just a quick weather update for everyone as well. It is very hot, but it's very grey today. We did, in this heat, have a beach day a couple of weeks ago.
It was lovely.
It was lovely. We got up early. Everyone was very good at leaving. What time did we leave? Like 10?
Yeah. We'd all that's how I knew that the three of us were so organized, is that we had all put on our sun cream.
Yeah.
We all arrived pre-creamed at the beach.
And then we got there and it was pretty deserted initially and it was lovely. It was very great, but that's when it gets you, that sun. And we stayed. Podcast episodes, Michael joined for an hour. And by the time we were leaving, it was a go-go.
Yeah, all the kind of OnlyFans creators and the WeHo crowd had kind of descended. So we scuttled out.
Real dueling boom boxes all over the place.
Yeah, a lot of like the same songs.
There was that crowd beside us, including a British guy. Ugh.
Yeah, he was really annoying.
And I think you overheard some of them talking, being like, "Oh, what did you do last night?" And didn't one of them say, "Oh, I had a dinner at the Tower, then Soho House."
Yeah.
Right.
We have been gone for a while.
Have we?
I think so. But, life has really been lifing.
Life has been life.
Oh, life. Oh, life.
So one of my friends in Scotland sent me the other day a photo of her car stereo, and on the radio was Heather Small Proud, and she was like, "Oh, I was just thinking of you I was like, wait a minute, what?
What have you done today to make her feel proud? That's so funny you say that. I listened to Moving On Up by M People just yesterday.
Moving on up, moving on up.
Such a good song.
Moving on up, moving. That could have been in the Birdcage.
Yeah, it should have been. If they did a UK version, that would be the song that they'd all be lip syncing to.
Okay, wait. If they did the movie The Birdcage in the UK in the 90s, where would it have been set?
Manchester.
Oh, of course it would
1
be.
billion% in Manchester. It would not have been set in London.
So instead of South Beach, it's like the Canal Street.
Completely. Yeah, and Moving On Up is the song that they're like the conservative, like, what are they called, like, minister is having to leave through the exit to moving on up. Dun, 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 dun. Wow. If anyone actually, we can't pitch anything right now.
What do you mean?
Well, I know we're not part of the WGA or SAG, right. But I don't want to be pitching things, I don't want to be scabs from the outside.
Okay, yeah, we want to support. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're not going to write anything, as it were. We're not going to write or act.
We're not going to go back in time and make a movie in the 90s. Anyway, should we do some feedback?
Let's do it. Okay, as ever, if you want to get in touch, go to our Instagram, You're Welcome America. Email us at
You're Welcome America podcast at gmail.com.
Please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. We love your ratings and reviewings. Don't be like that person who gave us that 3-star review. We're still going to find you. Try as ever, friends, please go through the official channels. I do not remember like WhatsApps that came at 3:30 a.m. in the morning.
Especially with our erratic recording schedule.
I know.
I get these messages and I'm like, who? The what? Manchester? Pardon?
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
Okay.
I like this feedback because it's kind of a geographical one. So Matthew, never Matt, which I believe is a very good, strong handle to have. He says, it's the teeniest of minor details. So this is in regards to Manchester, our topic, last episode. It's the teeniest of minor details and nobody cares unless you care about proper history or the Industrial Revolution, which no one does. I actually do care about proper history. But Manchester wasn't mining, it was cotton. Cottonopolis was its name, in fact. You're welcome.
Wow.
I believe when I was trying to come up with the the US equivalent of Manchester, I said something about Detroit, and then I mentioned their industry, and I said Manchester's a mining town, and I don't even remember saying that.
Interesting.
I think I knew it wasn't a mining town as well. I've been corrected, and I stand corrected. Thank you, Matthew, never Matt.
Alistair in London. Hiya. Hi, Al. He got in touch and he said there's WWD. What is that? Women's Wear Daily?
Yes, it is.
Chanel will show a collection, one of their collections in Manchester, England on December 7th. Now.
So he basically is implying that we have put Manchester on the map.
Why? Oh, because what? Wait, why were we talking about Manchester? Oh, we did a
was
whole
my
episode
topic.
of Manchester.
Yes.
Right.
That's why everyone's talking to us about Manchester.
So do you think at Chanel they were just looking at the metrics and our inclusion of Manchester in a whole episode just pushed Manchester
spiked
over the
it.
edge? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
1,000,000,000%.
Now Manchester on December 7th. What's that weather going to be like?
I think it'll be raining.
I think that Christmas market will be open. Have you ever been to that Christmas market in Manchester?
No, I haven't. But you know how I feel about Christmas markets after the one on the South Bank in London and that one at fucking Winter Wonderland. Ever since I saw that stall that sold wooden ties.
Oh.
I was so angry when I saw those wooden ties.
What are you meant to get at a Christmas market? Like stuff to give people for Christmas?
Like a wooden tie.
Like a wooden tie. Oh, that's a...
Who would you give a wooden tie to and what would they do with it?
That's a stocking filler.
Like a dad, and they'd put it on Christmas Day and everyone would laugh, and then what would happen to it?
It would end up in that drawer with keys and batteries. I'm just trying to look at Eve's Instagram name. Eviani. Eviani! Is she Scottish? Hello, I'm a Sex and the City mega fan from Manchester, and I've just had an operation yesterday, so I'm in recovery. This has truly made my week. Wow. Manchester and just like that, all in the same go.
We really hit Eve's, I was about to say sweet spot. That doesn't sound right. Sorry, Eve, I didn't mean to say that.
Well, Eve, thank you so much for listening. We appreciate that.
And I've got some feedback of my kind of neuroses about Dallas-Fort Worth, or what was she? What's her real name again? Leg Before Wicket.
Oh,
whatever the character.
LTW.
Lisa Todd Franklin.
Wrexham.
Lisa Scott Lee from
LWT.
Yeah, Lisa
Studios.
Scott Lee from And Just Like That.
Yeah.
I was very perturbed by the fact that she hadn't finished editing and finalizing things for her documentary that she'd submitted to a film festival.
Oh, yeah.
And Siobhan Harvey got in touch saying, also, you can submit an unfinished project to a film festival, but you just shouldn't.
You shouldn't, LTW.
Yeah.
You shouldn't.
That show's got bigger fish to fry than Lisa Scott Lee's documentary.
God, but imagine a documentary about Lisa Scott Lee.
Well, I can. We did. We watched it with our very own eyes.
Speaking of, we don't want to make promises, but at some point we will do another spin-off when we have the time and energy. I'm not going to say what it is, but
And we're not going to say when that's going to be.
exactly. So that's a real teaser. Do you want to sing a couple notes from the opening theme of the show that we're going to recap?
Just ask me.
Shall we get into the episode?
Yes.
Okay, after the success of our Forgotten Girl Group special, part 1, part 2 is brewing somewhere.
Oh, that list is there.
Well, we did a follow-up though. No, it was the feedback. We did loads of feedback, didn't we? Okay.
we did.
What are we doing this week?
We are going to be doing Forgotten Boy Bands. Now, this one's kind of more of a mysterious subject for both of us, because I would say, for me personally, I had to really dig through kind of some lists and pages to find some of these names, and then listen to the songs to remind myself of them. Unlike the Forgotten Girl Group special, where all those songs were like top of my brain, actually on my like Apple Music as we speak, and I'm still listening.
Like
to
they're
them.
queued up in your brain.
Like, exactly. It's like, yeah, I've got like, Dream, He Loves Me Not as a song that I listen to just on the regular.
You've got Black, the song from Honey.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah, I'm good. Okay, so we're going to start off with Phixx. I'm going to spell that for you, Phixx. As with the Forgotten Girl Group special, we're just going to focus on one song, and we've got to focus on this song. It is Hold On Me by Phixx. This song
is so just also worth noting. So Ben and I have all kind of YouTube videos for these songs, so we can watch as we're recording and see if there's anything in them. But I will say, when I was kind of collating this list, one of the things I've noticed is that when we were doing the Forgotten Girl Group special, music videos pretty good quality. I will say, boy bands have not been treated well by record companies, because we're looking at a lot of non-HD music videos.
Well, Phixx came out in 2003, and I think this was... boy bands were in a bit of a lull at this point.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So they were English-Irish boy band. They were the runners-up on Pop Stars The Rivals. This song and their styling in general, for me, it was like an update of Spandau Ballet.
Yes.
And in fact, they covered Wild Boys at one point.
Yeah,
didn't
they got kind of pushed in a direction of being like a boy band version of like new wave kind of 80s stuff, which I thought was kind of a fun choice in the world of boy bands being really typical boy band stuff. I thought that was kind of cool.
Oh, sorry, Duran Duran's Wild Boys.
Yes.
Yeah, they're kind of like Spandau Ballet, Duran Duran updated for the early 2000s.
They got the idea from Liberty X formed as the people that didn't make it into Hearsay on Pop Stars.
Yes.
So then when it got to this, we got Clear from the girls that didn't make it into... Is that right? That didn't make it into Girls Aloud, and then Phixx were the ones that didn't make it into... OTV, One True Voice.
OTV. So they signed to Hyperactive Management.
Tell me a little bit about one of the... There's three members of this band that I remember. There's I feel bad for the other two that I don't quite remember.
Okay.
But
there's Mikey Green with that bleached blonde GHD straightened hair with the tattoo that went out with Sarah Harding for a while. He was very hot at the time.
And then there's Nick is it Nick Major with 2 Ks?
I don't remember him.
Oh, he was really like quite the hunk back in the day. Hold on, but he was quite the like square-jawed hunk back in the day. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah. But we were both into Andrew Conlochan.
Say his name properly.
Andrew Conlochan. Was he openly gay?
Yeah, I think he came out, right? Like,
yes.
When they kind of came out.
All I know is I loved him, and I remember going to a gay nightclub in Glasgow, and they did a performance. And this song in general was very important to me.
Yeah.
I've talked about it before. I had the CD single. On the CD single was a screensaver for my laptop. And I had it on my laptop, and it was just the beginning of the song. Yeah, 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 you really gotta hold on me. Yeah, 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 yeah. I would just go over and over. And I left my halls at university and locked my door, and I came back one day, and one of the girls across in the other room, she's like, Ben, you need to turn it off.
It really had a hold on her, didn't it?
Oh.
You are a comic?
So that was Phixx. They had some other singles. They were fun. They were hot. That was it, really.
Yeah.
Right, who have we got next?
So I picked the Blazin Squad to talk about. And it's really worth noting that blazing is not spelt with a G, like Blazing Saddles. It is Blazin with an apostrophe, Blazin Squad. This is a real contradiction in terms. They're an English hip-hop group. And I chose their song Flip Reverse because they did a cover of Crossroads, which was their biggest song.
Yeah, we don't need that.
I was a big fan of Flip Reverse.
Yeah.
I love the way you work it. And if you let me, I'm gonna flip reverse it. Come on, baby, what the fuck me? I love the way you work it. And if you let me, I'm gonna flip reverse it. When I flip reverse it, baby.
So, a little bit in the vein of N-Dubs when we talked about them, there's definitely some people of kind of, it's a real London melting pot group. Quite a lot of white members of this band, and a few like kind of Greek Cypriot background people, and just a real like handful of actual people of color in the group that did a lot of rapping.
Yeah. Also, is this song about anal sex?
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, I think it might be. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Now, the most important thing about the Blazin Squad is, there was a big group of them. They had, Kenzie was kind of the most famous member of the group. He had like a real reality TV career after that, and he got very buff.
He did get very
I think
buff.
He might still be very buff.
Yeah, I'm just going to look him up.
But it's... Oh.
Look, Kenzie
Blazing Squad ethnicity. Kenzie Blazing Squad girlfriend. Kenzie Blazin Squad today. He looks great. He looks better now than he did back in the day.
Yeah, we're going to go to his Instagram, though, just to double check.
Oh, he looks very nice and normal.
Happy Father's Day, yeah.
Oh, he looks lovely. He's aged. Whoa, look at that shirtless picture. Jeez.
He's also got those new teeth that actually don't look too terrifying.
Yeah. Wow, he looks great. So most importantly, I did a job once at the BBC. You've heard this story before, right?
Yeah, this is ringing a bell.
So I got this job at the BBC, and I was working there one day, and I worked with this girl, and me and her were just like chit-chatting. And then we had a really hot IT guy, and he came over and like set my computer up for me, and he walked off, and I said to her, I was like, oh my God, the IT guy is really, really sexy. And she was like, he used to be in Blazing Squad.
That's right.
Me and her would often send that song Flip Reverse to each other to try and trick each other into playing it out loud out of our computers. And we'd like sing it in secret, and then we were like one day really worried we were going to scream it in his face. And I can completely imagine his reaction would have just been going...
Oh my God, they all had nicknames.
Yeah.
Freak, Rocky B, Milo D, Reaper, Crazy, Spike E, Flavor, Tommy B, Strider.
Because then when you look at their real names, Lee Bailey,
Stuart,
Lee Bailey, aka Crazy,
Sam, Ollie, Tom Beasley. I swear I went to uni with a Tom Beasley. Right, should we move on?
Please.
Okay, next up we have the boy band V, British 5-piece boy band. They're around 2003, broke up in 2005. Okay, I think I suggested them, and I don't fully remember them. Let's just play this song.
Gonna be blood, sweat, and tears. Gonna be hard work and fears. But I ain't gonna stop, no, never stop till I got you.
Yeah.
Oof, my goof. That song was bad.
There's a lot of like blood, sweat, and come on, yeah, join in. A lot of that.
That song has sounded bad. Like, I know that so far, I think the Phixx song is pretty good, and I think that Flip Reverse song is pretty good. That song's bad. Yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't include the cover of Feel It by the Jackson 5 either.
Oh yeah.
Also, really, you want to talk about SD music videos. That V video was like,
What? I don't think there are any official uploads in terms of V.
It doesn't look like a record company's decided to HD that video and upload it.
So yeah, Blood, Sweat and Tears got to number 6. The music video was in Miami, Florida. Sure was.
It definitely was.
It was like later years S Club vibes.
I really can't imagine V. Watching that, I really, even at the time, I can't imagine they really captured the hearts and minds of people.
Well, they didn't. So that was V. We can move on from them.
So my next one's very left field. In my childhood, my parents would, go to the Caribbean a lot, and I would go with them. And then I think there was a year where my parents went without me and my brother, and we stayed at home and had like my brother was old enough to look after me. But my mum bought back a CD for me. And because the Caribbean had American CDs, it was a Now compilation, but it was like Now 5, even though we were on like Now 50 something.
Yeah.
But then it also had some songs that I didn't really know until all of a sudden they started coming on some of the music channels. And one of them was this boy band called Soul Decision.
Okay, so
talk to me about what you just witnessed in the Soul Decision faded music video.
I saw the main singer who's like very like I'm gonna bow, get about.
I believe they call that over singing.
Over singing.
When I get you all alone, I'm gonna move
down the tone. And then everyone else in the group looks about 43.
This poor man.
Yeah. And then we zoomed. We're just in a kind of very grey, uninspiring room, and then we zoom out and there's a CGI building.
Yes, the theme of this video is you're zooming in and out of a CGI like apartment block, and there's different like parties happening in different rooms. A lot of girls in what we would call in the UK a vest top, and I believe they would call a spaghetti strap top in the US.
Oh, okay.
Lots of, in fact, actually, one of the things we should be noting as we go along, because obviously we prefer women to men as people to talk about on this podcast.
And also just to listen to performing in terms of art, in terms of all things.
I will say that because obviously every boy band video has like fun or sexy women in it. The clothes that the women are wearing are all in that kind of late 90s, mid 2000s kind of theme. And there's a lot of spaghetti straps. I watched a music video earlier on, and there's a girl fully dressed like almost, she was in like a headscarf and like clam diggers. You know what I mean?
Wait a minute. Do you see where this band are from?
They are from Vancouver.
So Soul Decision. I think that makes sense.
Yeah, they're Canadian. Very Canadian. But
everything just seemed a bit off. And I mean that lovingly because I love Canada.
It says that they went on tour with Destiny's Child and Christina Aguilera when they were like trying to break out.
Good for them. Right, moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on up.
They had a lot of songs out in Canada that did not make it.
Looks like Fada got to number 1 in Canada.
Oh, it should.
There we
It's
go.
a great song.
Okay, 888 for the Forgotten Boy Band special. We're going to talk about 888. They were signed to Polydor Records and Osmosis Records. Anyway, 888 came out and they had... Wait a minute. Wasn't there someone in here who went on to date someone else?
Justin Scott has not just dated someone else. He is married to...
Kim. Kimberly Walsh.
Do you know what, though? Do you know what, Justin? I liked when you were in 888.
Justin was doing all those road shows. And I just saw that guy, Justin, I thought he looked quite funky in his baggy diesel jeans. So, let's play a song from 888. This is a good song.
Do you know what, Justin? Sing Give Me a Reason.
I know there were 5 of you, but you can sing all the parts, Justin, just like in Girls Aloud.
You know what I'm saying? Tell me a reason to want you back. I don't want you back. I do better by myself. Give me a reason to take a chance, 'cause I can't find a reason.
I like that song a lot.
Okay, we just watched the music video, and you want to talk about Mission Impossible Death?
There was a
Dead
lot of-
Reckoning Part 1. There's a lot of people ripping masks of each other's face off in that video.
Yeah, that must have cost money.
Yeah.
They were investing.
And I want to just shout out yet again to another absolutely almost impossible to make out music video. beyond sub SD, that music video was.
Just quality-wise.
Quality-wise, yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like an expensive video from what we could see.
Totally.
It looked like we were looking at it through like a drain pipe.
It looks like they were dropped quite quickly because they didn't do so well, but they did record an album called Heavy Weight, and weight is spelled W8. Heavy Weight.
I love it.
888.
Listen, if all that boy band did was manage to create to get Justin in front of our Kim and for her to be married happily to him and have kids, that's actually all that matters in my life.
And it looks like one of the guys in it, Ian, he has done songs with Emily Sandé, Little Mix and One Direction.
Who's married to Kelly from Liberty Eggs?
Wait, where's that?
At the bottom.
That's Ian.
Oh, he's married to Kelly from Liberty Eggs.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Well, they've
I
had
think I might have met him then. Because I met her at my friend's wedding.
Oh, yes, so you did.
Lovely.
There you go. Right, who's next for our Forgotten Boy Band special?
I have no
please?
idea. Oh my God. Now this is another big one.
This is a big... I would say that so far, they're maybe the least forgotten.
You think?
They have this one big song. Why don't I just play the song?
Okay.
Until you're back here, baby. Miss you, want you, need you so. Until you're back here, baby. There's a feeling inside, I want you to know. You are the one and I can't let you go.
Okay, we just watched the video.
What video did we watch? What's in the parentheses at the bottom?
Well, this makes sense. We just watched the video for BBMak's Back Here, official music video, and then in brackets, London version. It sure was.
Oh, yeah.
I'm seeing the London Eye. I'm seeing a station. I saw a tube map.
Yeah, I think I saw the station Shadwell. We talked about Shadwell last night. Do you remember? Did we make that joke about Shadwell and Canada Water? That was Friday.
I loved this song.
Yeah, I loved this song too. Now, because all roads lead back to basically the same pool of subjects for us, one of them being university. You've already mentioned it when we talked about Phixx. So there was a great rumor that happened at my university that this one very bland white guy used to be in BBMak. And because I don't know why we couldn't confirm it, but we just couldn't. So there was just this kind of rumor that this guy that everyone kind of knew had been in BBMak.
Just speaking of BBMak,
yeah.
Today, we're recording this on July 30th.
Yeah.
On July 30th, today, they have a gig.
Oh my God.
They're part of the Pop 2000 tour, and they're in Vermont.
Roanoke. That's Virginia.
They're playing at the Dr. Pepper Park at the Bridges. Multiple bridges.
Wow.
They're probably doing that sound check right now.
Wow. The Dr. Pepper Park.
Chris Kirkpatrick of NSYNC, O-Town, BBMak, Ryan Cabrera, and LFO.
Oh.
Is there a single person of color in that lineup? Not sure. Well, there you go. The Dr. Pepper Park at the Bridges. That was BBMak. That was a huge song in the US.
They're from Liverpool.
Oh.
Oh, no. One of them's from Wigan and one of them's from Liverpool.
Okay.
Oh, and Manchester. The one from Manchester's got his musical start playing the bagpipes as a kid.
Sure. And Manchester, crucially, cotton industry.
Yes, absolutely.
Cottonopolis.
Absolutely.
Okay, next up, we have Damage. Now, you've chosen a Damage song.
I've chosen an album track from Damage because it's very important.
I feel like you're trying to goose me with this one. Okay, let's play it.
If I tell you all the things you make me feel, will you show me? You know I'll keep it real. You want to say it's my name and number. I leave it up to you. Leave it up to you. Only 'cause I think you're kind of cute. Yeah.
Okay, so that's Damage. You made us listen to their album track. It's called I Don't Know, featuring Emma Bunton.
So this song I Don't Know featuring Emma Bunton, because I thought that Damage has some really, they're probably one of the bigger boy bands that I probably shouldn't have included on the list, but that song featuring Emma Bunton is important for another special reason, because much like 888 made Kim happy, Damage set up Emma Bunton for a life of happiness because Jade, the member of Damage, she met when they were first like performing the road shows together, and she's still married to him and they have kids together. So
Jade Jones.
So these boy bands.
The only one on the Damage in, Wikipedia to have a hyperlink to another section.
The other reason why I love that song is because you know how when I told you that when I was younger, my brother laughed at me saying that I only liked songs that sounded exactly the same, which was like Try Again by Aaliyah. That song, there's that weird song that I tried to make you listen to before called Cheeky by Boniface that's all like, wah, 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 wah. He's like, you only like things that take place in like a digital kind of and
you're like,
incinerator.
Yeah, you're right.
I do. I loved Damage. I just have to say that they had some other really good songs. I had that. The reason why I knew that album track is because I had that Since You've Been Gone album, and it's got some really, really fun songs on it.
I feel like they never really made it.
No, they never quite broke through to the.
Well, that's why they're on our Forgotten Boy Band special.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, who have we got next?
Oh yeah. So this was an X Factor boy band that I think had an actual one single that was pretty good. So they were on. So this is Union J, and they were on the X Factor in 2011. They got like formed. I think they got put together as a boy band.
They're originally Triple J.
Yeah.
And then they became Union J.
Yes, because much like with the X Factor, they always get named one thing and then someone tries to sue them and they have to change their name.
A researcher somewhere is running a quick check of the names. Like, hey, Lay, have you checked the names?
Like, what were Lil Mix called?
Rhythmix.
Rhythmix. So yeah, I like their like lead song. It was called "Carry You," and it was on a soundtrack to a movie.
So you know that I'll carry you. I'll carry you. I'll carry you. So you know that I'll carry you. I'll carry you. I'll carry you.
Yeah, Union J, Carry You. That's a
really
fun
good
song.
We shout out to the member of Union J, Jamie Hensley, spelled Jaymi, an insane spelling of the name Jamie. He's a real, as we call Nadine in Girls Aloud, he's a real drama voice.
I know that you carry you.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, I forgot about them. Now that the styling in that video, there's a lot of leather jackets with an American Apparel hoodie underneath.
Yes.
And then big bouffant hair
Yes.
sprayed into place.
Yeah, they really were. That was their aesthetic, was that. And then also like a winter jacket as well. I felt like they would do a lot of
cozy
photo
winter
shoots in like
jacket.
big long black like All Saints winter jacket. Should we take a break?
Let's do it.
And we're back. I just put on my handkerchief top, my bandana, my clam diggers.
I've put on my wrist warmers. I'm going to play tennis later. I'm not going to sweat.
We're both also wearing hoodies under leather jackets as well.
I've been to Diesel. My stylist has been to Diesel.
I also lost half my body weight and became incredibly skinny. Really noticing some very skinny men back in the day.
Yeah.
Some troubling looking young men.
They're
very
all so
skinny.
young.
Yeah.
But also, I guess a lot of this is I don't know, Geordie Shore times, where it was like men went the opposite direction.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Okay, next up we have a group that I don't remember. They're called Point Break. Whoa. We just watched some of the music video for Point Break Stand Tough. I see a scissor lift, first of all, in the background. It's like industrial staging.
Yeah.
Very like, it's an upside down car. Point Break, we're a British pop group formed and managed by Danielle Barnett.
Hey, Danielle.
Danielle. They were around between 1999 and 2000. So I remember that song, but I don't remember much else.
So there was two members of the group that had been in Biker Grove, and I remember.
Yes.
So do you recognize the one? Hang on a second.
Brett Adams.
And
David Ollie Oliver.
I think Brett Adams was the one involved in the first Gay Kiss. I think. Hold on. Yes. So this is why Point Break sticks out in my head, because Brett Adams, the member, he was Noddy in Biker Grove, the TV show. famously, Noddy had the first gay moment of that TV show. And then when I said at the time, when you watch it back, I remember him kissing someone in the cinema. He literally smells another guy's neck.
That's right.
Because he's like, smell me aftershave, man. And then he kind of goes in and tries to like nuzzle his neck. He's like, Noddy, what you doing, man?
One of them in the video has really good curtain hair and big, like thick gold hoop earrings.
Yeah.
It's a real look. They all look like they smell of Lynx. I'm enjoying the list of past members on their Wikipedia. Brett Adams, Declan Bennett, David Oliver, Dustin Strong, George Trotter, and then just John? Question mark?
Trotter.
Yeah. George Trotter.
So the next one I thought was very interesting. I picked Upper Street and their song The One. Okay, so this is very important. So Upper Street were a boy band. They got formed in 2006 because, based off of the success of the show Totally Scott Lee and all the other Totally brand shows on MTV in the UK, it was called Totally Boy Band.
Yeah.
So it was made up of ex-members of either boy bands or just pop groups. So it was Dane Bowers from Another Level, Jimmy from 911, Jimmy, Bradley from S Club, Danny from New Kids on the Block, and Lee from Steps.
But one of them didn't last long.
Lee.
They basically
bullied him.
Lee.
They bullied him out of it.
They were like, Lee, you're boring. You can't really sing.
Yeah.
You're shit.
I remember, without even looking up, I remember there's a moment in the first episode where they all get together and they play each other like solo material that they haven't released or stuff they're working on to kind of get an idea of like their vibe. And they're all really nice. And then Lee plays his solo stuff and they all like basically laugh at him in front of him. It was really mean-spirited, much in the vein of the Totally series, which is all pretty mean-spirited. But it does, do you know, I watched the beginning of the first episode. Do you know who is in it?
Tell me.
Our girl from Totally Scott Lee, Nicola from the record company.
Fuck me, Lee Ryan's 13.
Now, is her name Nicola? We still haven't quite ever gotten to the bottom of that.
We worked it out halfway through watching our rewatch of Totally Scott Lee, but then we just kept calling her Nicola.
Yeah, so Nicola's in it, and at the beginning she does the great like pull quote for the show. She's like, I mean, I know the show's called Totally Boy Band, but if we don't get a song, we're totally fucked.
Good for her. Okay, next up we have LFO.
New kids on the block had a bunch of hits. Chinese food makes me sick, and I think it's fly when girls stop by for the summer. For the summer, I like girls that wear Abercrombie and Fitch. I take her if I had one wish, but she's been gone since that summer.
Love the casual racism of like, Chinese food makes me sick.
There's a lot of very strange lyrics in this song.
Yeah.
Like, very strange. Do you remember what LFO stood for?
Light funky ones. So that was their big single. It was big in the UK.
Yeah.
And I know it was big here.
Whoa, with the lyrics. Have you ever looked up at the lyrics of this song? Hip hop marmalade spick and span. Met you one summer and it all began. What? Billy Shakespeare wrote a whole lot of sonnets. We're actually going to talk about Shakespeare later on in this exact same episode, which is very strange that he gets brought up twice. And they did that song Girl on TV that had Jennifer Love Hewitt in the video. Remember that?
Not really.
I fell in love with the girl from TV. Play a little bit of it.
Okay, we just watched some of the Girl on TV video. They all look amazing, and that includes Jennifer Love Hewitt and her silver eyeshadow.
Yeah. She's got like real disco hair in that video, hasn't she? I think that was the real. You could really tell the hair and makeup prompt was like, let's make her very disco in this.
Yeah, I'll just some like silver shimmery metallic eyes as well.
See, we still want to talk about women.
It's actually a relief.
Yeah,
to see a music video that's so focused on women.
To see Jennifer Love Hewitt, it's like, oh, there she is.
Right, who's next?
So I picked Emanate, which was spelled M. The letters M, N, and the number 8.
Yeah, I remember
they
this
had this is a great song.
So that was Emanate with Little Something For Ya.
I always forget about you doing your DJ voice. That was Emanate with a little something for you.
You're listening to UR Radio, and we're in the Forgotten Boy Band special. Emanate. So I remember they went on Live and Kicking and performed it, and their thing was always wearing jeans, but you could see their underwear, the band of their underwear, and they wrote Emanate on it.
Yeah, oh, that's pretty cool.
And there's a lot of, I've seen in that music video, a lot of hip thrusting.
Yeah. They notably got kind of a bit of American traction because P. Diddy remixed their song and it got featured on the Bad Boys soundtrack. So they actually ended up having quite a lot of American success. But I really like this, that the song was only kept off the number one singles chart in the UK by Think Twice by Celine Dion. And like here it says, nonetheless, Emanate finished the year ahead of Seal's Kiss from a Rose of one of the biggest UK selling singles of the year.
Wait, sorry. Emanate were sold more than Kiss from a Rose?
They sold more than Kiss from a Rose by Seal, which was basically one of the biggest songs I remember from my childhood.
Yeah. What?
Yeah. Since they've gone on tour with, their tour list is pretty notable. They've toured with Janet Jackson, Diana King. You know what song she sings?
No.
I don't want no shy guy. Oh Lord have mercy, mercy, mercy.
Shy guy is the kind of guy who will always be mine.
I love that song. Brownstone, they're a great girl group. They do that. If you want me, say it. The Spice Girls, Madonna, Celine Dion, Robbie Williams, Boyzone, East 17, Backstreet Boys, and Ricky Martin.
Wow.
Good for them.
They got some good gigs. Don't remember a single other song that they did though.
Oh, absolutely not. Me neither.
Okay. Right. Who is next?
So this is a band that I don't actually remember, but they came from a pretty interesting concept of something that we've seen before and after, but this kind of one passed me by. So there was a show on CBBC, the children's version of the BBC, called No Sweat, and it was about a struggling boy band called North and South. No, I do remember watching it actually. No, now I'm saying it, it's all coming back to me. And they kind of did that thing like S Club did with Miami 7 and, the Monkees, where it was basically a TV show about a band and then they'd release the songs from it. But they had a very strange song that was kind of their most famous song. Man, Not a Boy. What a strange song.
It has those like carnival drums, like doom, doom,
Yeah.
doom, 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 doom.
It's also very Manchester sounding, don't you think? It's kind of got that, like, as we always say, that the 90s queer as folk kind of sound to it.
Yeah, wait a minute. What was our 90s show that we were just pitching?
The Birdcage.
in So
Yes.
they would feature in the Birdcage in Manchester.
Absolutely. In fact, if it was a drag bar, doing a song called I'm a Man, Not a Boy would be kind of a fun. There'd be like drag queens performing that
That's
song.
good.
Oh, it says they were formed by the person that formed Pet Shop Boys and Bros. That kind of makes sense.
Yeah, there is
They
a bit
sound.
of a... There's like a shot of a guy on a keyboard. I'm like, oh yeah, that looks Pet Shop Boysy.
The TV show was filmed in Brighton. Oh, because it wasn't the show about them being from up north and they were in Brighton in the south. That's why they were called North and South.
Oh, something like that.
That sounds about right.
Okay, next up we have the boy band Northern Line, and they had a single called Love on the Northern Line. Oh god, here we go.
I have to do to get closer to you, 'cause I would do anything to make you mine. Near or far, just to be where you are. Tell me who would have thought I'd find love on the Northern Line.
Whoa, that was abysmal.
I think as far as production goes, like musical production goes, I think Love on the Northern Line might be our lowest point so far, right?
Yeah. Now we need to also
In terms
explain to
of-
American listeners what the hell is going on with their name and the title.
I'm getting up a map of the Northern Line.
So the Northern Line is a tube line in London. Also, wasn't the Northern Line always the one that was the deepest because it was so old?
Yes.
And sometimes when you'd come off the Northern Line, you'd blow your nose, it'd be black.
Yes, and also it was the hottest one to be on because it was so deep that they couldn't install air conditioning.
That's right.
Because it would, if they put air conditioning in, there'd be something to do with the pressure of the pipes that it would all explode. So the Northern Line was always just like hell to get on, even in the winter.
Wasn't there a constant competition where it was like, well, look, if you can work out how to do AC in the Northern Line, tell us and we'll do it.
So the most famous things about the Northern Line, I would say, are that.
Wait, the boy band
No,
or
I'm
the
talking
line?
about we're just going to talk about the tube line now.
Okay, cool.
Something that always confuses people is the Northern Line. It's not just one straight line. It branches off. It goes off in two different directions in the middle. So if you got stuck on the wrong branch of the Northern Line,
Try explaining that to a tourist.
so you'd be like, oh, I want to go to Tottenham Court Road. So you'd get on the Northern Line at, say, Clapham South, or if you were from up north, you'd be getting on at like Edgware. You'd be like, oh, I'll be fine. And then before you know it, you're on the wrong branch and you're at bloody Bank. The Northern Line really haunted my time in London. I would say I had to use it a lot because I lived in South London, and it's a real South London staple. In fact, just last year when I went back for my friend's wedding, I used the Northern Line quite a few times to get down to Balham.
Yeah, that Northern Line.
And it's weird because that song, I don't remember anything apart from just the line, Love on the Northern Line.
Same.
Because I think if you lived in London, and you were our age, you'd end up singing it when you got on the Northern Line.
Well,
Did you ever find love on the Northern Line, Ben?
no, definitely
What
didn't.
did you find on the Northern Line? I once saw a girl throw up on the Northern Line.
Well, speaking of throwing up, as I told you last night when I was driving home, I stopped at a traffic light and two cars in front of me, the driver opened up their door and vomited out onto the street and then closed the door. And then the light went green and everyone drove.
Los Angeles.
Yeah. LA, baby.
City of dreams. We make movies and magic, baby. So
Wait,
grim.
did they have any other songs? Was that it?
No, but they had a member of the boy band go on to a TV show.
Yeah, Ziggy. I remember him.
Ziggy. What did he appear on? He appeared on
Big Brother.
Big Brother.
But which BB was he on?
Well, famously, he was, because do you remember he got in a relationship with Chanel? And she was the Victoria Beckham lookalike, and Ziggy was like a David Beckham kind of lookalike.
Yes.
So the two of them became like the Posh and Becks of Big Brother.
That's right. He also, I remember I met him in London because we were filming something and he came on or something. And then he used to go to a gym that I went to briefly. Do you remember that really weird fancy gym in Soho that had the pool in the basement?
No.
I think it's probably like an Equinox now. Oh my God, Chanel's. We need to do a quick detour. Hang on a minute.
Oh, Chanel's single?
Yeah, what was it called again?
I can't remember. I just have this memory of asking my friend Elisa at the time if she'd heard this song, and she said it sounded like a load of seahorses being murdered.
I want it.
I need some more. I want it. Show me something I can't ignore. I want it. You're up for this girl, that's for sure. I want it. 'Cause my soul is so tough. No, you just can't get enough.
Where was that music video filmed?
So,
It
yeah.
used to be taking place by like a grain silo at a farm in Yorkshire.
It's kind of like she was dumped at a slightly strange industrial farm situation, and there's a setup inside where she's writhing around with some red fabric and lots of, as we were talking about last night, church candles everywhere.
Yeah, it's like apocalyptic farm sexy is the mood board for that music video. That song's actually kind of not that bad. Oh, Love on the Northern Line, eh? Oh my God, I'm just looking at that picture of that year of Big Brother. Samanda. Do you remember Samanda?
Oh my God, what happened to Samanda? I feel like they should have been more of a thing.
Look them up. See what Samanda are doing.
As of 2019, they're both married and have one child each, both a few months apart, and girls.
Now, wasn't this series of Big Brother that they started off and the girls were all together in one house and then they brought the guys in? Isn't that right?
I don't remember, but it does say here, Samanda currently hold the longest duration as housemates spent in the house in Big Brother UK history after being in the house for a total of 94 days. Over 3 months.
That's actually like captivity.
That's bananas.
They released a cover of Barbie Girl in 2007.
I remember
Got
that.
to number 26. And they covered Puppy Love by Donny Osmond. It was a tie-in with the Sugar Puff cereal. Then the Honey Monster appeared in their music video.
Oh my God, they had that song, wait a minute, Whistle for a Hottie. Do you remember?
Whistle for a hottie. Woo, 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 woo.
Hi, I'm Sam. I'm pretty all the time. Boys, they say they like me, and I'm always on their mind. Hey, Amanda, and I'm a party starter. We're twins, look pink, but girly, don't you think? No shopping, no dancing, and makeup, and Barbies. A tight stuff, so soft, drives all the boys crazy, but we won't die. Whistle for a hottie.
Wow. Whistle for a Hottie. What a period of time in our existence that I think we've all forgotten. Their whole thing was they were both just really sweet and nice. Weren't
Yeah.
they? And everyone just was like, oh, they're nice.
Wait, and they're twins.
And they're twins.
Okay.
Oh my God,
We're at the
Savannah.
end.
What is happening? We really lost the plot. We've gone into Big Brother territory. I knew we were going to lose the plot then.
We're at the end of our forgotten boy band special. We've got one more group.
So I want you to read the exact way that this single is written out in terms of punctuation.
Okay, we're talking about One True Voice. And their song Shakespeare's Way with Words. So Shakespeare's open brackets way with close brackets words.
So it's called Shakespeare's Words.
Shakespeare's Words.
Technically, but then if you know the secret, it's Shakespeare's Way with Words.
Way with Words. Do you think it's because they thought in the song they say Shakespeare's Way of Words and Way with Words, so they don't want people to get confused?
Yeah, they didn't want people to think this was a Shakespeare song.
Shakespeare's way with words. I would write a sonnet, put your name upon it, but how can I be heard? My heart, I am a poet, don't know how to show it. Only I have Shakespeare's way with words.
It's actually not as bad as I remember. It's what is a real shame is you can tell that they've just been formed because they're not really gelling with one another.
Yeah, the chemistry is icy.
Yeah. And that poor one who's like standing at the top, he's trying to like, come on guys. And the others aren't even looking up to see him.
It's it sounds like it sounds like that 80s song. I'm the king of wishful thinking. It's exactly the same as King of Wishful Thinking.
But this
I'll get over you.
But this wasn't
I
their
know I would.
This wasn't their first single, was it?
No, but this one was the one that
They had a song called Sacred Trust.
Oh, Sacred Trust was the song that they didn't win.
Wow.
Well, pop on Sacred Trust. Let's have a listen.
Just pop it on.
Bung it on.
I'll follow my heart right up to the end, as far as the eye can see. I'm faithful and true, and living up to your sacred trust in me.
Oof. That looks a bit like those bits that they filmed the interstitials on The Apprentice UK.
What was
Them just people walking around Canary Wharf.
Oh my god.
That song was bad. That one member really seemed to be trying the hardest, that one
know.
guy, and everyone else was really just
Come on,
kinda-
guys. We've got this.
I feel like on the show he was like that. He was like the nice one.
God, I don't remember him.
It's all a bit of a blur. You know, we only ever talk about that performance of Love Shack that Girls Aloud did.
Or Nicola singing, tonight's the night we're gonna make it happen. Right. We are at the end of our Forgotten Boy Band special.
And all roads always lead us back to Girls Aloud. We talked about uni. We've talked about Girls Aloud.
Epcot Centre snuck in.
Centre. We didn't talk about the O2, but I do believe that Sacred Trust video was probably filmed not far from the O2.
Yeah, and also it looked a little bit like the Belfast Titanic experience as well. Thank you as ever for listening. Please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. Get in touch on Instagram, email, all the above.
Let us know if there's any boy bands that we forgot. And obviously don't send us Take That and Westlife, etc.
Yeah, it needs to be slightly so.
And know that we had that A1 were on the list and I felt like they were too famous.
Yes, too famous. Thank you. You're welcome.
Bye.
You are right up my street.
Oh, you can't make me choose.
Igo by Toyota sponsors T4.
Fuck me, Lee Ryan's 13.
I remember we couldn't remember the word for table.